G'day everyone, how are ya? Man, what a night. What a night I just had. My goodness, busy at work. 3 or 4 hours sleep. And let's get up. Look at this eye, it's all bloodshot. Oh my God. Brad, Gary, how are you? And Thomas, Ariels, how are you, buddy? Yeah, what a night at work. My goodness. I'm going to go back in today again, a little bit later. Today, so the stream will go a little bit longer than it has been over the last couple of weeks anyway, so that'll be a good thing. So what's everyone been up to? Been out flying, doing some stuff or anything? My goodness, still waiting for a video from you, Thomas. You know that, don't you? I sent you an invite, Gary, too. In Messenger, if you want to pop in, man. It's been a while since you've been on the show. It'd be good to see you. My goodness. Oh man, have I been doing some editing stuff? Oh God. So much to learn in DaVinci. Oh my God. Are you in Florida? Is it fuzzy? Yeah, it could be. Well, at least my microphone's okay. Oh, sorry, mate. Yeah. Yeah, it tends to go fuzzy in Florida, doesn't it? What's his name? Jim and bloody Adrian. What's Adrian want? Look at this. This is what I've got to put up with Adrian, right? He's got no idea. Where are we? Adrian. Are you doing a live stream tonight, right? And he goes, I'm waiting for my link, asshole. And he's got lol. Well, I mean, you know, if he checked YouTube, maybe I would be live. He's the only one that doesn't know I'm live. I'll just message him back here. Oh, God. Oh, come on. You have the email. You have the email, as usual. I don't know if he ever does that. Right, sorry, I've missed a bit in the chat here. Stingray, how are you? Andy, how are you, mate? Oh, dude, I've got to give you a ring, Andy. Are you going to be in Adelaide next week, or are you on your way to Darwin? Let me know, dude. Let me know. And Miko, how are you? Brent Nunley, how are you, mate? Hope everyone is doing well. Don't give him one. I know. Look, I feel sorry for him, you know. Got to give him one. Otherwise he cries like he did there. He just gave me a message. He cries. Look at this. Adrian Mateo. He's having a bit of a cry. Come on, mate. Look, I've messaged him and he's not getting back to me. 2nd of May. 2nd of May. Okay, dude. I'll give you a ring later today, Andy. I'll probably be heading down next week, mate. And hopefully you can take me out to some good spots if you're available. That'd be really cool, man. But what do we got here? Brent Nunley, yes. Brent, Thomas, Stingray, Adrian crying. What's new? Exactly right, mate. Yeah, I don't see the email. Righto. God damn it. I'll send him one in Messenger then. God damn. Place that there. I get a surprise for you. Undisclosed location. Ooh. Okay. Look in your Messenger. Okay. Sounds like Adrian's up to no good. He'll be out there flying his FPV drone, whipping that about. Peter Carroll, how are you, Pete? Come on, Peter. I ask you every week. Pop on, mate. Pop on. You can't be feeling any worse than I am today. Oh, my God. Look, my alarm went off, and I just thought, do I do a live today or not? Really should get sleeping. Artco Drone Solution. How are you, my man? Yeah, well, I haven't been able to go out and get do any flying this week. It's kind of, I've got these drones sitting here, and I haven't even charged the batteries up on them. Hopefully, over the next couple of weeks, I'll be doing quite a bit of flying, so that'll be fantastic. There was a video that I saw yesterday, actually, of the Evo 2, and I tell you what, pretty impressive, man. That camera's doing all right. Really good. Ari, how are you? Oops, did I send it? No, I didn't. Hey, Michael, how are you, mate? What do we got here? Here we go. Actually, I wonder if Ben. Sorry, give me a second, guys. Here we go. Beautiful thing. Yes, so as I said, I'm going to be doing a little bit of traveling over the next few weeks or so. So hopefully I can get out and do something. And Andy's going to be nicking off on the 2nd of May. That's all good. So we should be able to catch up. You got one, Tim, there, mate, in your messenger. It's all good. Looks like Ari's got himself his air traffic controller's headgear on.
G'day, guys. How are we all? Yeah, I didn't send the email either, mate. I just thought it was a minorities thing.
Hey, what was that?
I just thought it was, us minorities, the Jews and the black guys. We didn't get a link today.
Yeah, no, I had a moment. I'm all right now.
Yeah, you work. I actually went past your place late yesterday afternoon. You weren't there.
Yeah, no. When did I start? Yesterday, 2 o'clock yesterday.
Yeah, I had to board in Ipswich and go right past your sub. I thought, I'll try. But yeah, you were out. I knew where you were.
You were giving me the finger as you went past, mate. I know what you were doing.
I thought it's good someone's working. Got to pay their taxes to get paid.
Yeah, I know. I'm so happy for you.
Okay, sorry, Tom. I'll try bringing that a bit closer to the mouth. Is my audio a bit low to you, Matt?
It was, mate. Yeah.
Any better now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a lot better, mate. Here we go. Adrian's finally found a link, and we'd like to welcome Malcolm X into the chat. How are you? How are you, man?
I'm doing pretty good, man. How you doing, Chief?
Not bad, mate. Not bad.
How you doing, Ari?
I'm good, Adrian. How are you, my friend?
Undisclosed location.
We've got the chair back. Well done. It's been a while since we saw that.
You know that chair's very famous.
It is, mate. It absolutely is, and we'll probably see 2 or 3 hours of that tonight. Again, well, you're not sitting down, mate.
Okay, so like I was saying, Ari, how's your evening going, man? Because Matt always found a way to ruin everything.
Yeah, mate. I didn't get my link either. I had to, wait for a friend of mine to complain.
Oh Lord.
There's my girl.
We have to bring.
There's my girl.
Yeah. Hey, Matt.
Hey, how are you, darling?
Good.
That's excellent. What are you up to?
Playing ball with my brother.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Are you beating him?
Big time.
Oh, are you? Did you say
I
big
was going to
time?
throw it at him. I just want to throw it at him too hard to the point he drops it.
Yeah. We'll do that. Do that.
Okay,
Beat
that's
him into
enough. Get
submission.
away. Go. That's enough.
We're having a good conversation there, Adrian.
Matt doesn't send you a link so that you can talk to us, Adrian.
I know,
Well,
be-
right now on the Adrian Mateo Drones cooking show,
here we go.
We are going to have some biscuits, and I'm about to go ahead and fry some eggs a la Dominicano style. So if you
Ooh.
hear me burning my ass off, don't mind me. Don't pay me any mind. And I got to show you something that my girlfriend got me.
Well,
no.
I mean, self-electrocution, self-immolation, it's all the same. It's all entertaining.
Because she told me that I cannot cook without wearing this. So give me a minute and I'll show it to you. Hold on.
Here we go. I got one of those aprons, with the fake titties on them, and they
What do you
come
mean
out.
fake? Come on.
Well, mine's sitting there quite nicely.
Matt had to get a double D apron. Yeah.
I did. I went in for a measurement. I'm not yelling. I'm not yet. It's a bit hard to read that. What does it say, mate?
It says, I'm not yelling, I'm Dominican.
That
Because what happened is that there's a stereotype that Dominicans are really loud and they love to scream.
We can't
Yeah.
hear you, Adrian. What?
Can you
Hey,
scream a bit?
I said there is a stereotype that Dominicans, anytime you talk to them, they like to scream. But we're not
What?
screaming, we're just yelling.
Why are you yelling?
Shut up, Jim.
Arizona drone dude, how are you? You asked in your live show.
Hey,
last
man,
one,
you gotta do me a favor, man. You gotta pop the chat on the screen because I can't see it, man. I'm on my phone and I'm cooking.
Yeah,
How is that your problem? Wait a minute.
First of all,
Yeah.
Jim, don't be using my line on me. Don't go there. Don't be trying to do the art using my line. Don't do it. This is my line.
What's My Line is a TV show.
Yeah,
I
whatever.
remember that.
So again, on the Adrian Mateo cooking show, I'm about to start cooking. If you just give
Good.
me a minute, I'll be right back.
Good. Here we.
Oh, God.
Oh, wait. First of all, we have to take a brief commercial. So I'll be right back.
Yeah. We've got the Adrian Mateo cooking show once again. And last time it was absolutely pathetic. And let's see if he can actually outdo himself. That was December of 2019 was when he did his first Adrian Mateo cooking show. Can you believe that?
No.
Ridiculous.
Must have been memorable. You can remember the date.
Mate, that whole show was full of all sorts of shit. I was driving. I was going up the north coast because I got a 2 or 3 hour bloody drive there. Anyway, and I just popped on. Why not put a live show on? Because it lasts that long, doesn't it? So I just flipped through my page and just picked a random live show and went boom, and it was that one, and it was just before Christmas. Yeah, just before I nicked off for the Christmas holidays. Robert Glazy, how are you?
Was he cooking beans and rice?
Noodles? No. Sorry,
Oh,
he
no.
had the dry turkey sandwich.
Oh.
You
I
remember
remember, yeah. And I remember didn't he get some of those noodles, the ramen noodles on his lap or something?
Yeah, that's right. No, he had the 2-minute noodles, which took him half an hour to cook. And then when he got them out, they were so freaking hot.
Sorry about that, mate. It's just that we have a little bit of technical difficulties. So I'll be right back.
That's a beard. That's
It
my
is
brother
mine.
Phil. That's a beard. Yeah.
That's a beard.
Holy
I
moly.
keep him because he makes the coffee and the hot chocolate and stuff.
Yeah, do that. Arizona drone dude, how are you? Sorry, I didn't say that to you earlier. Thanks. What's everyone saying they haven't got an email?
Yeah.
I got mine.
Well, bloody Adrian reckons he didn't have one. He just doesn't know how to open his emails. So anyway, and then, he always says, "I haven't got an email." It goes out in a bulk email. There's 3 million people in it, except Ari.
Except me, yeah.
and he never gets it. Everyone else does, except Ron. Ron hasn't got one either. I didn't get an email. What the hell? Speaking of pricks.
Good evening.
Hey, Carlos.
What's up, Carlos?
How you going? How you
How are
doing,
you,
gentlemen? What's up, Jim?
I don't think I said g'day to Night Train either. Michael, how are you, mate?
Did you say hello to Stingray?
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
And
Earlier.
Tomas. Where's Tomas's email?
He's got to actually put a video out. He's got to put an FPV video out flying around his house, and then we'll get him on. We can talk about it.
Criteria.
Cool, Tomas.
You know what?
Hey, if Carlos can do one, going out a window, having it drop 6 stories down, save the damn thing before it crashes, and then bring it back up through the window, Tomas can do one.
Absolutely. The family came
He
home.
can.
That was
Hey,
amazing.
Excuse me a second. The wife just got home.
Hey, Gary.
The Max Air 420. It says that YouTube got hacked. They'll do anything to keep Adrian off.
I was watching a show, was it last night? And Mike Night Train's show. In the chat, the whole chat kept saying Google moderators
I know.
and took away all the messages in the chat.
No, they took away any links that were put in the chat.
It was just, well, some links went through, but I don't know why it was doing it. Who's the Google moderator?
Yeah, who knows, mate? Who knows? But there were so many links that was just deleted there. Steve, how are you?
I'm well, sir. How are you, Matt? Ari?
Crack-
Hello,
Hey,
Jeff.
Steve.
mate.
Steve, I need to talk to you on the telephone.
Well, that's why I text you back. You want a video chat, and you never answer me back.
Oh, I went in and made coffee for this stupid show.
Wow, that's pretty brutal. What happened to
Hey,
the?
stranger.
Hey, Steve. What happened to Steve Urkel does cooking tonight? No.
Well, I don't know. He's having technical difficulties apparently. So
Yeah.
hopefully he'll get that.
Sorry about that.
Brent Nunley, I don't get an invitation, but I don't care. Oh, mate, have I got your email address? I'd love to have you on.
He does so much better in the chat with his one-liners. They're perfectly timely.
Who's that?
He went to the Peter Carroll School of One-Liners.
Gary.
Yeah, I just sent Thomas O'Sullivan a link in Messenger.
What did he say?
He goes, I was kidding, buddy.
Carlos,
I
the
would like
prick.
to point
We're
out.
not. Come on up, Tomas. Come on up.
How you doing,
I
Carlos?
would
the
like
prick?
to point out that I
What's
have
up,
had
Adrian?
Tom join my live stream.
So Ron is
you
off hunting now, right? He's actually
No.
hunting now?
No, he's home.
Humping.
Hunting. Turkey
Yeah.
hunting.
Oh,
Jim,
not quite as good,
cállate la
but still
boca.
fun.
Jim, cállate
¿Dónde
la boca.
está Casa de Pepe?
I don't know. How you doing, Steve-O?
I'm doing fine. Don't tell anybody to shut up.
Soak out
Yeah.
Steve.
Yeah.
Soak out Steve.
I understand.
Hey, Carlos.
Yes, sir.
Tú eres un perro.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have 2 words for you. Happy birthday.
It's not my birthday yet, you prick.
Well, one day you'll learn the expression. I got 2 words for you, and they ain't happy birthday.
Okay.
The man goes out of his way to say happy birthday, and you call him a prick.
I mean, technically he is.
Yeah, but that's a compliment. I don't think
You're
meant
welcome.
it that way.
No, I did not.
He even got his own dedicated name badge.
Yep,
That
it
was
is.
funny as could be.
Oh.
For the meetup, that was hilarious.
Brad Austin goes, "What's your last name?" I said, "Prick."
Matt, for the last
Yes,
time,
mate.
mate,
Guys,
I
guys.
do not see the chat. I don't know who's talking. For you
Nobody
know,
said
everybody's saying hi to
Nobody's-
Adrian.
you.
Nobody's talking to you, man.
Nobody said a
Yeah.
word to you. Get
If
it?
someone
Yeah.
says something, mate,
Whatever you do.
I'll let you know about it. All right.
Somebody
Whatever.
asked about the
Nobody make
funny
any
hat.
comment.
Listen to Adrian smacking those tools around.
First of all, I'm cooking.
Okay, hang on. Let's go into this, shall we? We really need to know what the
What's on the menu?
the
Okay,
Dominican
on the
egg.
menu's gonna be some biscuits, some fried eggs, some cup of water, cup of milk, and a cup of juice. Anything else you want to know?
Juice?
Hang on.
In your
What
eggs?
was that? What in your eggs?
Yeah.
Fried
hell you
eggs,
making?
fried eggs,
Yeah,
biscuits,
yeah.
a cup of milk for my daughter, a cup of water for my son, and a cup of juice for me.
Okay, hang on. When you first started the Adrian Matteo cooking show tonight, you said that you were going to have fried eggs Dominican style. I want to know Dominican
Yeah,
style. Are they cooked or raw?
Probably more the spices than anything.
like my girlfriend liked to call my eggs. She called my eggs popcorn eggs because they're not fluffy. They're actually a little, what you call it?
Curdle?
There you go. That was the word. There you go. We're going with that. We're going with that.
She called. What the hell?
That was Ari. I know that was him.
It's Adrian's cooking
Yeah.
tools making all that noise.
I got to
From what
ask
I
you though,
understand-
Adrian. Your girlfriend calls your testicles popcorn testicles.
No, that's not true. She calls them huevos chiquitos.
How do you know, Carlos?
Small eggs. That's
Small
what he
eggs.
just said.
But
How
just
do you know, Carlos?
just so you know, Matt, huevos is a slang for nuts by some Latin people.
Oh,
So-
is it?
Huevos chiquitos, like cojones.
Yeah, okay.
Chiquitos mean like chiclets?
No,
They're
it
so
means like
small?
little nuts. Well, technically, literally, it means small eggs. How
How do
do
you
I
say
know?
small brains?
Because I saw your foot size and your hands, little.
Oh shit! Here we go.
Well, Carlos, you know what it means. Small hands,
Small gloves.
small gloves.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
And Adrian, yo entiendes.
I see that you do.
I think, didn't
Mi
you say
mamá
you're
nació
part
en
Mexican?
Mexico.
Isn't your mom Mexican or part Mexican or
She was born in Mexico.
born in, yeah.
Yeah, right.
You mean she had a tag hecho in Mexico? I'm only kidding.
No, actually, on the whole side of my mom's family, the kids were all born in Mexico.
Oh shit!
Took them 13 years to wait for their lottery number to come up and get across the border.
She's a bad man, pajama.
Oh boy.
Mhm.
Oh no, not singing.
Oh,
Go
yeah.
back to crunching ice.
He can barely talk.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, hey.
Matt, did you check any of those videos out that I sent you? Did you have time
Where are we?
on Messenger?
Yes, I did. Yep. Now where are we?
Okay, cool.
Happy now. Wash your hands.
Where the hell are you? Oh, anyway, I'll have to look at that. But what I want to do is, I do actually want to share a
Hurry
video
up.
that I saw last night. To be honest,
Mhm.
and it impressed the hell out of me. Now it's
Somebody's-
going to be bloody difficult. Yeah, it's
Somebody's
going to be
flying?
bloody difficult. Yeah, it's going to be difficult to see the quality. So I'd suggest that everyone goes to the channel and check it out.
With the 64 blade thing?
No, hey, how's that thing? My God, that is fantastic. That thing sounds like a freaking jet engine.
That'll turn you into mulch if it hits you.
Oh, dude. Oh my God, he keeps shuffling. He's got so many videos. He just pops them out. All right. I'm just going to
What's the name of the channel?
Gizmo Drones.
Okay.
Now I'm not going to play the music because who knows. But anyway, now this is with the bloody Evo, right? The Evo 2 6K. Sorry, Ari.
Yeah, I just asked, was it the Evo 2?
Yes, the 6K. Now, I would suggest that if you really want to see the quality of it, as I said, go to the channel and check it out. But the beginning of this was awesome. Just the music that goes with it and everything is pretty cool. I'd fly out to that ship out there. Why wouldn't you?
There you go.
Now, you wait till you see this low light stuff that this thing's pulling off. I'll tell you what.
Where are we?
Now, look at the clarity of that boat.
Whoa.
That looks
Where
pretty
are
nice.
we, Matt? Where is this?
This
That
is
looks
Melbourne,
pretty nice.
Melbourne,
Melbourne, you said?
Australia.
Okay.
Yeah, Melbourne. Yeah,
Be nice to hear you, but this guy keeps interrupting.
yeah, I know, always banging and clanging. Oh my God!
It looks like he's about got his head around the map.
I muted him.
Melbourne has no, or Australia has no problems with the flying he's doing. It's all good.
No, that's absolutely within
Cool.
within CASA regulations. Have a look at that. I love those flames there bottom at casino.
Oh, yeah.
Have a look at the color coming out of this.
Look at the colors.
Hey fellas, I'm about to eat dinner. I'll be back in a little bit.
Thanks for the warning.
Righto, Adrian. Cheers, mate.
Oh my
Is
God,
it
you can't hear anything.
Is he shooting this in RAW, Matt?
Yes. Yeah, 10-bit 265. Have a look at the colors that he's getting out of this thing and the clarity.
That is awesome.
My God.
What was he shooting this with?
An Evo 2 6K.
Well,
Now,
you've got the 1-inch sensor, which is going to give you a lot of light being picked up. That's going to make a big difference, without a doubt.
Look at
Is
this.
Is it better than this? Because this StreamYard really murders it at 720.
Oh, absolutely, it's better. As I said, you got to check the channel out to really get the quality of it.
Gizmo drone.
Put a link on
Yeah.
the in the chat if you can, Matt.
Yeah, if it doesn't get deleted.
Gizmo
yeah.
drones.
Have a bloody look at the clarity. Man, I was so impressed with this. You know what? I think with the Evo, you know, Gizmo was the one who sent me his first lot of files, and I graded them, and they were really difficult. You know, as I said, you know, I've shot with login on the Mavic 2 for a long time now, and I'm used to it, and I can just get in there and go bang, 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 and then get a base to work on it. It's really easy. I think what it takes with the Evo here too is to get used to it and know what to do with it.
Did he
because
add that blue filter?
I don't know, mate.
Okay.
I don't know.
Matt,
I
what were
just
those
I
four
popped
flames?
the link in there, Matt.
Oh, thanks,
Flames
mate.
the flames that were coming out, what was that all about? What was that building?
That's the casino right down
okay.
by the river there. Yeah, yeah.
Dennis Lovelady just said hello, or just got in.
Hello,
Dennis,
Dennis.
how are you, mate? Have a bloody look at this.
Some
Man.
walking footage there too.
Hey,
There's some walking footage there too.
walking footage.
Walking. He's walking down the street there next to that complex.
Oh my God, look at this.
At a minute in.
Matt, do you fly at night?
No, mate, no.
No.
This wouldn't have actually been, he still would have been legal here because the sun's behind him. and what's he got around about 20 minutes, I guess, after the sun. There we go. See that? After the sun pops down, so he's totally legal there. But have a
That's
look at this.
beautiful.
Oh, look
Isn't
at that night shot. Yeah, with the moon there.
I like the reflection.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the reflections are awesome. What do you think of that? Hey,
That's gorgeous.
isn't it? I couldn't believe it. Could not believe it.
Impressive.
Nice to
So-
visit. Nice to
Hey.
visit as an area, but I don't like living in those high congested
Oh,
areas.
that's funny. No, well, he lives just down the bloody road, you know, so he's right in the city. So to get out and get this footage is really quite easy for him. Chris Wedgeworth, how are you, mate? Thanks for popping in, dude. And Dennis, I said g'day to him. Hope you're well, Dennis. Dennis, I've been mucking around with that color grading, brother. Oh my God. Anyway, Ron.
What's happening?
Hey, look who's there.
Hey, Rob.
Long time no see.
You filling that up, Carlos?
Yeah.
Here we go. His microphone's blown out again. Ron,
Oh, Jesus.
you're either too loud or too quiet.
Hold on.
I'm
Actually,
in and out of coverage while driving. Many kilometers to do on time limit. Have a good day, guys. 4 wheels on the road.
Whoa. 4 wheels.
Drive
Alright.
safely, sir.
I wonder if he's heading west. I wonder if he's getting that trip he's doing. He's going out to the middle there. There's Rock, and
is that better?
No,
that's really quiet.
That's real quiet.
yeah.
Really quiet. Really quiet.
All right.
Church
If
quiet.
we had to choose, how you first came in was better.
How is that?
That's better.
Better.
That's good.
That's good.
A little bit. I can do more.
More.
Ron, shut up, mate. We're talking.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you're right, mate.
Go for it.
Yeah, sorry about
Whatever
last
you
night
guys-
too, mate. My work got a little bit hectic.
Must be the headset.
It must be. Have you got a delay, Ari, or what? No.
I don't know, do I?
Right. When did you hear that?
Whatever you do, guys, none of you remark about how good Matt's internet is today, or you'll be gone.
I noticed it, but I didn't want to jinx it.
Yep.
It came,
Dude,
that
yeah.
was at the very beginning.
Well, I tell you now, I've got that other modem now, Ari, and it's been behaving itself, to be honest. So it's been really good.
It hasn't been perfect, Matt. Your connection hasn't been perfect, but it's been better.
Mm.
How does the
What's,
speed tests go in the new modem?
Matt and Ari, what's a Cooper PD?
Cooper
Pedy
Pedy. Oh,
is an outback town famous for opal mining, mate.
yeah.
Oh,
Cooper Pedy is a town that you don't walk around at night time past the town limits. Otherwise, you'll end up down in a mine shaft, and no one will ever find you. There's holes everywhere in
We
that
lose a
ground
few
there where
American
they've
tourists
just
every
sunk
year.
mine shafts, and there's just holes everywhere.
Man, I'm getting a lag on that.
There's a couple there.
It must be the
Yeah.
lag that's coming across the Pacific Ocean is what I'm picking up from Matt. That's maybe what it is.
There's a lag.
It's like you go,
What's happening?
and then you start talking.
Seriously, I hear him perfectly.
Hey, Matt.
Are you kidding?
You're good,
Yeah.
Ron.
I hear you.
It isn't perfect, Matt. You do occasionally lag a little and get a little bit of a stutter. But that said, it's better than it's been.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's better than the buffering wheel.
That's all, folks.
Yeah. Matt, is it okay if
cutting
my
out
friend?
10 times.
I'm cutting out now.
Oh,
No. Is it okay if what?
I was
Who's
just like,
making all that noise?
if
Greetings, Bob
My-
Casey.
my friend joins us, if he comes on tonight.
Sure, mate. Absolutely.
You have a
Yes.
friend?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, Ron's $50
Take a minute,
poorer,
guys.
but he's got one now.
Is it a breathing
oh my
friend?
gosh.
Hey, Bob Casey.
What's up, Bob?
Mr.
Big
Peter
bad
Carroll.
Bob.
Oh, Tim, if you want to send your ex-wife there, that can't be a safe spot.
I'm on a live stream.
We can send her out to Yellowstone, hook her up with a grizzly.
Give her a little shove.
Yeah.
Get a little closer.
Speaking of which, Ron, it even got reported in the news over here. I see that the game guide at Yellowstone who got too close to the bear did in fact pass away.
He did, yeah. It made news, made it over there. Wow.
Yeah, yep, it did.
Wow.
Yeah,
Ron had guided with that guy. Was it last year, Ron?
Well, I was out there with him, shooting with him. That we were photographing that grizzly last year. Shame.
Hey, Mike.
Mike
Mike
Roach.
Roach,
Mike.
how are you? And also, who else popped in? Bob. I've got Bob.
Bob
Bad
Casey.
Bob. How are you, mate?
You don't want to go through there, Bob Casey. Thanks for coming in. I really appreciate you. You don't want to do that.
Yeah, I really appreciate what you do. Everybody, aka whatever.
Pete.
Dan,
Keep lying.
how are you? Dreading veteran. Are you working tonight? Did you tell your dispatchers to go and nick off and actually get home tonight? That'll be interesting. Friday nights are bad for him.
I got to start using that term, nick off.
Yeah, nick off, mate.
Black off.
It's very
Black off, hairy
friendly.
legs.
It's friendly while you're still telling them to screw off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's right. Yeah, yeah.
Well, that commercial that you posted on up there, Jim and Matt, that it came from with the guy with his coating, his dick
Yeah.
coating. Oh my God, I was laughing my ass off with that thing. That is hilarious.
Wasn't that good?
Well, the last time he was allowed to go to the something park, what was that?
Oh,
No,
Ron
he said-
sounds
he
like
said
he's
he
being
did-
smothered with a pillow.
Oh,
You're fine, Ron.
yep. Everybody's always fucking with my microphone.
Someone trying to kill you?
Yeah.
How often have you heard that, Jim?
I was watching this show the other day called Shameless on Showtime.
Oh yeah.
And this woman's got a pillow over the old lady's face, and she's sitting on her face. And the guy walks in, and she goes, "Honey, your mother died." That's a black comedy show, so
It's a good show, actually. Apparently, I've seen it pop up
Oh.
on mine all the time. I haven't seen it yet.
How far are you, Jim? What season?
I don't like going past season 3 because I like Steve or Jim, whoever you want to call him.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Steve. Yeah, he eventually disappears.
Yeah, they shouldn't have done that because they introduce all these stupid characters and it's dumb.
Yeah, but
Well,
Frank does some more stupid shit. Trust me.
I
Well,
love
they
when
have
he
to watch
sends
it now.
Frank to Canada and Frank wakes up in Canada like, what? Where the hell am I? And then he wakes up in Mexico and he goes, "Did I miss Christmas?
Yeah.
You almost missed Easter." The worst drunk in the world.
Oh, Bob's been out.
This guy.
In from flying, my new bird.
Wow.
This thing gotta watch it. Drops out of the sky like a rock. What the hell happened? I got my chat in the way.
Is
Okay.
that It'll be
When
interesting
you
to
just
talk
said
about
you
it.
gotta
20,
watch
they
it.
said 20 after, and they said 45 minutes.
Pizza.
Pizza.
Pizza
7 o'clock
night.
pizza.
It's Friday night pizza night.
I was
Bob,
just,
pizza
my
night
wife
there, mate.
Linda was there, and I was just telling her. I said I ordered it, and they said 45 minutes.
Just don't send them away.
Bob,
No,
are you
no,
coming
no,
down
no,
like
no.
this?
Order from who?
Special
Does have my
sauce.
You
internet.
got to watch coming straight down because you're still going through that vortex ring that your own prop wash makes. So when you're coming down, it can wobble like that. That's why you always, when you're coming down, come down at an angle towards you. These drones make
Always
a lot
come-
of prop wash.
Yeah, they do. I wonder if he's coming down fast. If he's doing that, I mean, I don't know if he's moving forward or not. I tend to try and do that, but sometimes I don't. Whatever. But yeah,
They
I'm just
limit
wondering-
the descent speed. Yeah.
Well, they absolutely they have, and for good reason.
Yeah.
It just dropped like a freaking rock. So I'm just wondering if he's coming forward when he's actually coming down
Right.
quick, or is he just coming straight down?
Kamikaze dive
Ascends
bomb?
the same way up, quick, fast, and in a hurry. And it goes up like that too. That's interesting.
Wow.
45 miles an
hour.
Yeah.
What?
My friend said he'll try to jump on in a couple minutes. I'll jump out, let him come in.
Yeah.
He can talk to you and Jim.
Is it Jay?
No, name's Kelly. He's a paramedic buddy of mine. Not Jay's Kelly. But this is Kelly from Bismarck, North Dakota. He paramedic, just got his 107, starting a business. He is doing pretty good. I mean, just for a couple of weeks being into it, he's making good strides. So he just needs a little help with editing. So he's got DaVinci.
Oh no!
Version. Yeah.
Oh, wait. Don't bring him on with Jim. Then he'll need to go into a mental hospital in order to recuperate after being on the air, after Jim gets into the documentation portion of it.
And then,
did you send him a link, Matt?
Nothing. Hey?
Did you send him a link?
No.
Oh.
Have I got his...
I sent you, in Messenger, I sent you his email.
Oh, you did too.
How attentive of you, Matthew.
He sent me like 20 messages, mate. Hi, Matt. How are you? Oh, nice hair today. And he goes, oh, you got a pretty mouth. That is, he said.
Nice hair.
You got a
pretty mouth.
What does that mean?
Is this the Ronald we know and love?
No.
It's the Ronald that apparently Matt wishes for. I don't know.
See, Jim got me suckered in.
Oh boy!
You gotta do it, Steve. You gotta do it.
Oh, that special keyboard. Keyboard.
You got the keyboard and the software for the same price it would cost for the keyboard or the software for the full studio. They threw the keyboard in for free.
You're gonna love it. Gonna love it.
Oh, when Ron Lockwood's friend comes in, just tell him that the manual is 3,000 pages. That'll encourage him.
Point him in the right direction, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, there's 7,000 people making videos on how to do different things in it. You have to find the person whose style you like, which is hard to do. But there are a few guys out there.
Oh, you can incorporate a little of everybody's style.
Yeah. He said he's in on the chat, I think.
Kelly's in the chat. Kelly Dollinger.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
He's there.
Yep.
Hey, Kelly.
Kelly, how are you, mate? We're going to...
I can read 3,000 pages.
Well, it's not just the 3,000 pages. It's the fact that once you get done with, let's say, because I know Matt was fiddling with some audio ducking. Once you get done with the editing part, then you can learn the fusion part. Then you can learn the Fairlight part. I was watching a movie the other day, Matt, and it was from 2006. And it was actually edited with Fairlight. And I'm saying, oh, son of a bitch, look at that. DaVinci had bought Fairlight. Often, like Premiere Pro does. Adobe does that. They bought back Macromedia when they were big.
Yeah. No, that Fairlight, I went through a fair bit of that. I just got a bit. Look, you know what? When we're talking, I told you, didn't I? When we were on that video chat we were on last week with... with you and B-Mac, and I showed him that little sky thing, and he said you should do a tutorial on it. So actually tomorrow, the video is coming out, I'm just going to do a quick little tutorial on how to do the skies and all that sort of shit in DaVinci. It's really easy, and that's the video tomorrow, you know. But why not? You know, why not? So
hey,
if anyone's
Ron, you know what
in
I thought was interesting?
everyone will be downloading DaVinci.
On the same topic, is one of the top 5 programs that was rated was that Luminar that you have.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that program.
Yeah.
If only it would do video.
The Drone Veteran. I bought the special through B&H. It was out through several other. Adorama had it. Several others. I know Jim got his. I think through Adorama.
Adorama.
And it was a special deal where when you bought the software, which I did with the dongle, so that way I could take it from any computer to another. They threw in the speed editor for free. And the speed editor, it's a one-time fee for the $295.
Speed editor.
And the speed editor, it was $390. It's $295 too. So you got free.
I was talking into my mic. Sorry, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, Matt North.
Yes,
you have 3 people that joined you: Drone Life RC, Max Air 420, and Ed Love My Drones, the Flying Lunatic.
Can I show that one, Matt?
I just want to say hello and appreciate them. Thank you.
Hello, Ed.
Thanks, Adrian.
I look nothing like Urkel. I could.
Well, no, those glasses, brother. Yeah, Max here, Drone Life. How are you? How are you? Thanks for popping in. And, of course, Kelly there too. Best thing we can do with Kelly is, here we go. Oh, yeah.
Zen?
How are you?
There he is.
Kelly there too. Best thing we can do with Kelly is, here we go. Oh, yeah.
Oh, Kelly, Kelly, on your YouTube, turn off your volume.
Kelly is, here we
just
go.
get rid of it.
Oh, Kelly.
You got the window open. There you go.
There you go.
Beautiful. Oops.
No.
Back again. You got the window open. There you go.
How are we doing, guys?
Still got it open. If you've got YouTube open in another browser, you've got to close that one down. So you're just using StreamYard. If you've got YouTube open in another browser, you've got to close that one down. So you're just using StreamYard.
Reminds me of those Wrigley commercials. Twice the fun.
Yeah, Haley YouTube audio.
How's that?
Perfect.
There you go.
Much better.
Perfect.
Done deal. That's excellent,
Hey,
mate.
Jim.
How are you, Kelly? Nice to meet you.
Jim, was
great.
that
How are you
still with the
guys?
software free? Was that the link with that? Post it in there
Hang
so
on.
people know about it, if you would.
Yeah. Kelly, to my right is Steve from California. Above him, Carlos from New York.
Hey, Steve. Hey,
Uh,
Carlos.
Above me is
Hello,
Jim, paramedic from Florida. And then the man, the master, the Mac Daddy, Mr. Beta Flight.
You could just call him Master Beta. He's fine.
Well, how are you guys doing, man?
Good.
No complaints.
Speaking of which, Carlos, Chris Hope, I didn't realise he'd like doing that on camera. Anyway, that's another story.
Can you show that? You could put that up here, right?
Yeah.
I probably could. I will do that. I'll share that in a second. It's incredible. Kelly, so you got yourself Da Vinci, mate.
I did. I put Da Vinci on my Mac, and I have no idea how to use it. So I was hoping I could just talk to you guys and maybe get together and offline and figure out how to do it.
Yeah, well, you're not alone. When people open Da Vinci, they have a brain conniption and they go off and they buy ice cream.
Even when they haven't even opened up the box. Even when you haven't opened up the box, you can do it. You go out and buy the ice cream and go into conniption.
Can I interrupt for 30 seconds or even less? Kelly, can you raise your volume somehow? Somebody was saying that they're having trouble hearing you. Tim Jackson is.
I'm sorry, what?
Can you raise the volume, your volume somehow, or make yourself louder? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Get closer to it.
Sure, I could try and get it closer, I suppose. How's that?
That sounds better. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Now yell.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You know what? The best thing we can do with when it comes to Da Vinci is we get a time and we'll hook up on Messenger or something like that, and I'll do a screen share with you, and you share your screen, I'll share mine,
Right on.
and we can do the same movements, man. It's so much easier than reading shit and looking through tutorials and shit like that.
Yeah, that's
Um,
awesome.
Yeah, man, it won't take you long, mate. As soon as someone shows you where things are and all that sort of shit, you'll be into it in no time.
Cool.
I mean, you know, if Ron can do it, anyone can. So,
Oh, Ron, you know, if Ron can do it, anybody can.
They don't set the bar too high, though.
That's right.
Actually,
we do.
Jim was just saying that there's a lot of YouTube videos on that, Jim.
Yeah, a bunch.
When I've watched a lot of YouTube videos on DaVinci, and I watched a lot of YouTube videos on all sorts of different things, LumaFusion, because I work on the iPad as well. But I just feel like DaVinci on the Mac would be the place to go to do what I want to do. But it's just really confusing to me right now, and I'm looking forward to working with you, Matt, and anybody else to get that DaVinci oomph, if you will.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Oh, look, you know, it won't. As I said, it won't take long. And I said this last week too. To actually edit a video is really quite simple in DaVinci. DaVinci becomes confusing when you start dealing with your fusion side of things and your color grading and all that sort of stuff, and Fairlight once you get into the audio as well. It's a massive program, dude, all wrapped into one nice little package, and it's quite powerful. Even the free version, you know, I mean, I did that for so long. I just used the free version. I've recently got the studio version now, thanks to Dennis Lovelady, who sent it over, which was fantastic of him. And there's even more, you know, to do.
And I have the free version, and I think that in itself is daunting, if you will.
It is. Yeah.
But I think with the help of you guys, I think it's going to be awesome.
As I said, mate, yeah.
Just explode with it. So.
What sort of editing do you want to do? What are you going to do? And what sort of what are you shooting?
What I want to do is I'm basically going to start with real estate, but I also want to get into pipeline, oil rigs, windmills, you know, the wind towers, you know, power lines, anything like that I can just go and do inspections on, and just going to create the business and move forward. And I'm not at all opposed to doing like reunions, weddings, and that type of thing, you know, just to get started. But you know, everything and anything.
Well,
really.
Well, it sounds to me as if probably the most important thing you're going to have to know about DaVinci is number one, just cutting and getting the bits you want, and number two would be your render settings, which are extremely important when it comes to rendering out quality for customers, when it comes to the clarity of like power lines and all that sort of stuff that they're obviously looking for. So that'll be all in your render settings too. So that won't take too long. And once you've set your render setting, every time you open DaVinci, it'll be the same. So you won't have to go into it again.
Okay. I know I do things with LumaFusion on my iPad, and that's something that Ron trying to turn me on to. And I've seen him a couple of videos, and I'll let him attest to what I've done with that. But LumaFusion is pretty straightforward. It's pretty easy to work with.
Above and beyond global.
There you go. You didn't whisper that quiet enough.
Oh, sorry.
Kelly, what drone or drones are you using?
I'm sorry, what was that?
What drone do you have, or drones do you have?
I have the Mavic Air 2.
Gotcha.
Not to be dismissed by the Mavic Air 2S. I have the Mavic Air 2.
Right. Is that the only drone you're going to be working with?
Well, for now, yes. But eventually, as my business grows, I really want to move into the Inspire.
Well, you're going to need one. You're going to need one with electromechanical shielding if you're going to do any of that power line work. And
exactly.
And the Inspires don't really hold up that well. You have to almost go to the Matrice series in order to get into that.
I went with the Matrice because my Inspire. These guys will tell you my Inspire couldn't handle it.
Wow.
Kelly, just a suggestion. You might want to ask these guys about drones as well as Da Vinci, because they've been doing it for a while.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I know. I've talked to. I know. I've just drilled Ron a ton about drones.
The ghost in the middle would tell you.
But eventually, yeah, I would like to get into an Inspire, and as the business grows, eventually, obviously, I move into the Matrix, because I really would like to do like 3D mapping and just LiDAR and all that other good stuff. So,
Jim,
you've got money, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't. That's why I'm saying eventually.
LiDAR costs big bucks.
Oh, yes, I know. I saw that, and it's amazing. But it's amazing what LiDAR can do.
Yes.
Yeah, you can do 3D mapping with your air. You can do 3D. You can do 3D. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. I've had it on mute. You can do 3D
Gary.
mapping with the air. What you're going to have to do is you go into it. It's not just LiDAR. You're going to have to get if you're going to do line inspections and stuff, that's going into thermal inspections, and you need thermal imaging,
Right.
Which Jim has on his Matrice 210, but they don't even sell that anymore. And then it's a point of accuracy. So when you're talking to that, you're going into the big time bucks by the time you get into the.
And you're right. You're right, Steve. I get that, and I'm just going to kind of make it as the business kind of grows.
Right.
Because I don't want to go into hawk into doing this.
Yeah.
I'll do it as we grow it. I'll do real estate for now, and maybe do some video for the farmsteads and whatnot. Eventually, as I make the money, I'll move into the Inspire. Or even maybe the Phantom Pro 4, and then move into the Inspire, and then eventually into a Matrice.
Jim, do you think the Inspire is a good choice?
The Inspires,
or is it
why they're good choices? You're talking about now you're using Micro Four Thirds cameras, 20 megapixel lenses, and you can interchange your lenses. You can do a 14 to 42 zoom. I have a 45. I have a 25 for wide field of view, and the 15 that comes with it. I bought 3 extra lenses.
Now, how about the batteries? Are they still available?
I have no problem buying them, but
so they're still available. I don't know.
He's talking on the one, the new Inspire 2. Yes, batteries are available.
Oh, okay. I thought that Inspire was outdated. Sort of.
Mars, how are you, buddy?
Oh, I see what you're talking about, Steve. Yeah, the difference between the 1 and the 2.
Yeah, and the other thing, Kelly, is one of the things even on the, it depends on what you want to do. The Phantom is, to this date, is still one of the best cameras on the market, especially if you want to do mapping and everything because of the mechanical shutter. And what you can get for that is by buying what they call the RTK Phantom unit. They're hard to find, but they're out there. But it's a lot of money because what you're doing is you're getting the ground station unit for it in order to get it in for the accuracy of the mapping. Because now you're going down to centimeter accuracy to where you're going out as your business would grow. You could get into something like that on the lower end without putting out 30,000. You're only putting out about 10,000.
It's not worth it, Steve. I've got 3 Phantom 4s, 2 of which still fly in the inventory. I've never bothered with the RTK. In Australian dollars, you're looking at about $10,000 for the bird and another $10,000 for the ground station. You just buy a Phantom 4 Professional and you use ground control points when you're taking your pictures, which are little like bullseye-shaped devices you put down on the ground. You note their GPS location and you use that in the post-processing. But sorry, I was listening in the background while I was trying to fix this stinking audio. That's NVIDIA RTX voice for you guys. Don't use it. I was listening. I don't think I've met you before, Kelly, but pleased to meet you.
This is Ari, also from Australia. Yep.
As far as
Gary.
As far as somebody who's just entering the commercial, don't bother about an Inspire. I sold mine. if you've got them already, like Jim, if you've had them since they were a current item, then you keep them. They're a great lift drone and things like that. But for cinematics, there are cheaper drones that do it as well. Not the swappable lenses, but everything else. And when it comes to mapping, if you don't have a hardware shutter, you cannot get industry level acceptable accuracy. And currently, the only DJI drone with a hardware shutter is the Phantom 4 Professional.
Oh, that's interesting to know. I appreciate that.
What you would have to do if you wanted to map with your Air 2 or any drone with a rolling software shutter, and this includes the Inspires, you would have to stop for every image. So you fly, stop, take the image, move, take the image. If I'm doing a mapping run, which is my major bread and butter, with the Phantom 4 Professional, I'm traveling at 300 feet, 32 miles an hour, and I'm taking one shot every 2 seconds. That gives me my 80% overlap that I require, and it means that I can cover about 6 times the area per battery.
Well, that's interesting. Interesting.
Yeah. And Jim is your Matrice guy. He's the guy I talk about them. So
I'm not that rich.
Ed Da Vinci.
Aries
the Matrice guy.
No, Jim is the Matrice. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Sorry, Jim. Jim is the Matrice guy.
I forget when you look backward. Yeah, you point the wrong direction.
Stage right.
Yeah, because like Ari said, you can with here in the States, you can get a Phantom 4 V2 for what is it, $1,600, about $1,600.
Out here, dollar for dollar, they're the same price as a Mavic 2 Professional.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
What's the drone that you can put a loudspeaker on or different?
Mavic 2 Enterprise.
Yeah, the Enterprise.
And that's not good for what he wants to use. What he wants to do.
That's thermal.
Yeah.
But I don't think
I did see the Enterprise with a loudspeaker thing on, and it wasn't impressive to me.
If you're doing crowd control or surf, surf live saving or something like that, then it's handy.
I don't think he's looking for that.
Well,
yeah, not for us.
Those that are not from the United States, if you remember, if you heard of the DAPL protest, I think maybe then the loudspeaker would have been ideal.
They're not that loud.
They're not that loud.
They're okay. If people are sitting there, if people are sitting there listening to you, if you fly over and they want to hear what you want to say and they're quiet, they can hear you. But if you were to fly it over a crowd where people are getting out of control, they won't hear a damn thing.
Well, and that's what the DAPL was all about, was all protests and everything else, and it would not have been ideal then.
Well, I'll tell you something, Kelly. Oh, sorry.
What?
Am I cutting out again? No. Am I back?
Waiting for you to speak.
Am I here or not?
Yeah.
Holy shit! All right. I'll just say. This is what. Oh fuck! This is what. This is what it's all about, though, Kelly. This internet sucks balls, man. This is what it's all about, asking questions, because in reality, you've just saved thousands of dollars by not buying the wrong bird. You know what I mean?
That's why I was mentioning he needs to learn about the drone as much as Da Vinci.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I agree, and that's why I went with like the entry level Mavic Air 2. And I know Ron flies the Mavic Air Pro, and I just started with the Mavic Air 2 as a hobbyist, and really kind of quickly realized that even with the Air 2, I could make money on it. I could start flying real estate, and I can do.
It's a good picture.
Yeah, I can take pictures for media, for weddings and reunions and whatever. That's kind of where I'm focused right now. But eventually, I really kind of have this thing where I want to go to pipelines and windmill, the air windmills that we see all over the world. Because.
Do you have any solar farms where you live?
I actually solar farms, no, not North Dakota. But I have my own farm. Me and my brothers own a farm. It's about 1,000 acres, And we have not allowed any air windmills on our farm yet because it's not as lucrative as one thinks. But we do have towers around the area. I can fly those. And we actually have a tower on our land that's been there for 30 plus years, but nobody seems to know who owns that tower anymore. You know, so I fly that thing all the time.
Is it on your land?
It is.
So then aren't you the owner?
Well, actually, no, I'm not.
Interesting.
My grandfather, who owned the land, and he sold that 1 acre of land for the power company who put the tower up 30 plus years ago. And what happened is, in the last 30 years, that company went bankrupt. They were gone. They just left. And they left the tower there. So technically, if we wanted to go to court, we could fight it and we could win that tower and that land back. And it would be ours. But we just left it alone and just see what happens. And right now, we don't own that 1 acre spot, you know, and somebody down the line owns that tower. And we think we know who it is. We tried to get the mineral rights back from it. They said no. So now we kind of know who owns it. And we're kind of just dealing with them and see what they want to do. It's still an unoperated tower. It's still unlit. It's a very tall tower. And I just fly the hell out of it whenever I'm out at the farm, you know.
So is it fair to say they have to get onto your property to reach that 1 acre?
They absolutely do.
So they have to ask for permission, or they have free
we
reign?
basically gave them free reign to get to the tower. It's actually all about 300 yards. It's very close to the right of way. They have to enter a gate. They have to take the gate and open the gate. They have to drive in. They got to drive out. And we've gave them access to that.
Can you deny them access, Kelly, if you want to be
ask that? Yeah.
We absolutely can deny access, but we don't want to be a bunch of assholes, so we just don't.
Yeah.
But you don't think you'll get to an answer of who owns, and maybe you can get it out of the way quicker if you become a prick?
You know, to be honest,
squeaky wheel gets the grease, sort of.
That tower has literally been on the family farm for almost 40 years now. My mom and her brother and sister used to climb it as a toy, you know, and I just don't. They used to slide down the hill in the wintertime, and there's been so many family pictures with that tower. It's just not worth it.
So you're not necessarily looking to get rid of it.
No, really.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me for a minute, guys, if you don't mind.
What's that?
Can I just have a second? I've just had a question asked, which is going off the screen in chat. I'm too lazy to type that much, if it's okay to just address it. Tim, there has been issues with connectivity with the smart controller since they released the first firmware update to make it work with the original Mavic Air. Ever since then, there's been issues with certain people having problems with connectivity with the Mavic 2s. And also, even with the new Mavic 2 Air S, the smart controller only has about a half to 2/3 of the range of the native remote controller that comes with it. I just never, ever updated my smart controller when they released the firmware update for the first Mavic Air 2. Sorry, I've never updated it. I'm still running about a 5 editions old firmware, the one that came before the first Mavic Air 2, and it works great. So if you might have issues, you might not. Not everybody is, but the people who say they are really are. Thanks, guys.
Okay. How's your connectivity, Kelly? Because you got the smart controller with the Air 2.
I'm sorry, you were asking me?
Yeah. How's your connectivity with it? Everything pretty good? And any issues?
Ironically enough, you know, speaking of the tower at my farm, I've flown that a ton of times. And the very first time that I flew that tower, I was going to do an orbit around the entire farmstead, which basically it encapsulated about 30 acres. And as I flew that orbit, when I was at my furthest destination, I lost connectivity for my controller, and I have the smart controller, and the drone did exactly what it was supposed to do. It did the whole return to home, went to altitude, and started coming back. And almost immediately, I reconnected, and I was able to just disconnect the whole return to home and continue my flight. I didn't have any issues with it whatsoever. It scared the hell out of me, but literally, that was probably the first time I ever lost connectivity. But it did what it had to do. It reconnected, and I continued flying. It was not an issue.
Well, Kelly, if you're going to fly commercially, my hint, I've got the smart controller. Never use it. Don't use it. It's slated for replacement shortly anyway. It was underwhelming when it came out. It's underpowered, not enough RAM. That was another thing I was going to mention when you're talking about commercial drones. If you want something that can do mapping, then it can't fly on the use the DJI Fly app. None of those birds support extended waypoints, which you need. And then to use that, you want to use Litchi, and to get your smart controller to run Litchi, it's a massive dance. When I go out to a customer's place, I want to take it out, look professional, and fly. I don't want to dick with it for 30 minutes to make it work, which means the smart controller is something I only use when I'm flying for fun.
So you're saying, Ari, don't use the return to home option at all?
No, I'm just saying don't use the smart controller when it absolutely, positively has to work first time, every time, or you're going to be embarrassed. Don't use the smart controller. Use the controller that came with the drone. You will get the smart controller to work, but
the smart controller is what came with the drone.
Well, then you've got no choice. Put it this way: if you get the opportunity to buy a second-hand controller for that aircraft from somebody who's lost their aircraft, keep looking out in the personals and the classified. If you see somebody who's crashed a Mavic Air 2 and they're selling the remote controller, buy it. And then try it. You'll find you get a lot more range, a lot more stability.
There'll be so many of them for sale, mate. There's if you look in Facebook Marketplace and things like that, people lose their drones all the time for various reasons, and they've always got batteries and remotes and all the Fly More pack for sale and all sorts of shit. So that won't be a difficult task for you to get one of those. But yeah, as Ari said, definitely go for an original controller for that. But be careful with. You're obviously going to be using probably, I don't know, maybe a phone or an iPad for your visual. Bear in mind that the iPads, if the sun's on them, they're going to overheat, and you'll just lose all your telemetry. And that's where your little return to home button will come in handy. But yeah, they will get hot, mate, and they'll shut down on you. So just be mindful of where you fly. When I fly mine in the middle of summer, it's hot as buggery anyway, but I'll always stand under a tree where it's shaded. Number one, for vision, because they're not that bright, and if the sun hits them, you can't see the bloody screen anyway. And number two, it keeps the sun off it, and it tends not to overheat in that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I've never had a heating issue with the Mini 5, and I use a device called a Hoodman, which is a big long thing that you put your eye to a slit, and Matt's seen it. Just to answer you quickly, Mike Roach, yes, I believe you can roll back the update. I never had to, because I never take an update until it's been out for at least a month anyway. So before I took the update for the smart controller, I heard the issues and I just stayed with it. But I tell you, I know who has rolled it back is Ken, Original Dobo. He rolls his up and down all the time, so he would be the guy to talk to.
Well, I've met Ken. I could probably hook you up with him. Crystal Sky too, Kelly, is an option. I forget what the price is on them now. What are they, up around $1,000? The Crystal
Smart
Sky
controllers out here, yeah.
No, not smart controller. Crystal Sky.
Again, though, whether it's a Crystal Sky, whatever, or smart controller, or even if you've got one of those Phantom 4 Professional Pluses with the inbuilt display, they're all the same processor, they're all the same RAM, they're all the same poorly ported version of Android 7. They all have the same problems. The screens are brilliant. When I hold my smart controller in my hand, I love it. It feels perfect. It's got a great screen. Ergonomically, it's great. The joysticks are beautiful. But you've got to, hold one finger in your left ear and balance on your left foot while facing magnetic north to get the damn thing to run reliably, unless all you do is just take it out of the box and use it. But if you want to put Lychee on there, like the things I have to do to get it to run smoothly, never cache more than 2 gigabytes of video, or better still, don't cache any. When they crash and you go and look in the log, always it's the same crash error, out of memory error. They have about half the memory they need. They've got a 7-year-old processor, and funnily enough, a lot of people, it seems, got the same survey that I got about 3 or 4 months ago from DJI. There was about 20 questions in there about what I would like to see in a new upgraded smart controller. So I think they may have heard the word.
So, Ari, what you're telling me is, if I'm going to do professional work with my Mavic Air 2, I should not rely on the smart controller. I should go with a regular controller and use my cell phone as the screen.
I would advise an Apple device. And before anybody in the screen starts, Matt will back me up here, I was absolutely an Android guy. Okay, I'm a tech by trade before I became a certified remote pilot. I've been a tech for 40 years. I play with IT programming. I like Android. I like to have total control of what I'm doing. Yeah, there you go. You see that picture up on the screen, the top left-hand corner. That's my Phantom 4 Professional with the Hoodman on there. I like to play with my stuff, so it was always Android. I've been on Android since version 2.1. But I soon found that, again, it's not always reliable with DJI. DJI put on their boxes made to go with Apple. I bought my first iPad, and I only use Apple stuff when flying.
That's interesting. I know I bought my first Apple iPad from Ron. And I got to be honest with you, man. I hate to negate this with you, but I've had absolutely no problems with my smart controller.
I would suggest, Kelly, that's
now, Ari. I will tell you now. I will be more prudent with my a smart controller, and I'll pay more attention to it, because if I start having problems, then maybe I will switch over to the old style of controller.
There are a lot of people who don't have any problems, Kelly, but I would suggest to you that these are people who buy the drone, buy the smart controller, take it out of the box, pair it up, and just go. They don't want anything in the way of an advanced function out of it. You're telling me that you want to move into commercial operations,
right?
Especially if you want to do things like surveys, solar farms. You're going to want to run waypoints. So for a start, you don't have a drone that can do that. You're going to want to move to either a Mavic 2 series or a Phantom 4 series. And then you've got to put Lychee on there. And all of a sudden, your smart controller starts going, oh, not enough memory. And, if I'm using my smart controller, and I do use it, there's video on my channel of me 50 miles out to sea on the Great Barrier Reef, and I'm using the smart controller, but I'm not flying for money. And it doesn't, the worst that happens is my drone plummets into the Pacific Ocean. When I'm on a job, I want it to work. I want it to work 100% every time. And, on my various Android devices, some of them never crash. Some crash all the time. But I can tell you this, since I certified in 2017, I've had exactly 0.0000 crashes with an Apple device. My smart controller crashed the first time I took it out. It doesn't crash anymore, but it was a long learning curve to get it. I've hacked my smart controller. I've registered it as a development device. I've registered it with Google Play Store. I've loaded Google Maps. I've loaded the Google version of Lychee. I've tried every version, and I can tell you, I can't even switch. If I'm using Go 4 and I want to switch to Lychee, I shut my smart controller down and do a cold restart.
Well, that gives me a lot to think about. But can I make a joke right now?
Sure. Yeah.
And please don't think this is a beef to you, man. But maybe it's user error.
I wish it was.
Yeah.
I wish it was. It wouldn't be the first time.
Actually, when Ron,
because you're probably way more advanced than I am, so I will take that as very constructive criticism.
When Ron sold that Apple product, we didn't know who he sold it to, and he goes, "I offloaded that piece of shit to some sucker." That's what he said to us.
He said, "Get him in trouble, you liars."
He said, "If he complains, I'm going to take him hunting and leave him with the bears."
Well, I will tell you, Ari. I will tell you, if I'm able to, if Matt allows me to stay with this forum after that dig on you,
yeah,
I'll tell you that as
all
I
good.
progress in this with the smart controller, if I start having problems, I will most certainly be telling you, and I'll advise how it goes.
It's all good. I'm the same. People tell me things, but I like to find out for myself.
Agreed. Me too. I do too. So
I was under the impression that DJI
told me a lot of stuff. Here you go. Ron has told me a lot of stuff, but I don't believe half the shit he tells me.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, they don't either.
Just something in the chat there. You've obviously seen that. We've got a controller and fly more bag for sale there, mate. So hook up, man, if you want to buy that. And there's your controller. See, I told you they're flying around everywhere, mate, with no drones. there's quite a few of them.
I thought DJI catered towards Apple products. Or
yeah, they do say that. They do say that.
Statement? No.
Kelly, this is low key stuff, ball busting compared to some nights we've had on here.
I'm sorry, Ron. What was that?
Well, if certain people would turn down their
turn your shit off,
devices.
Adrian. Thank you. Curious George every now and then is interrupting.
Yeah. Curious George.
AKA Steve Urkel. AKA that guy over there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah, there has a tendency, Kelly, to be a little ball busting. Some nights worse than others.
Oh yeah. As I would expect.
But it's all a lot of fun.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You know, you have all your go-to people here, and Kelly has said if you ever get to that point on the farm, I said where you need to be a prick, Carlos is your man. He's your go-to guy to learn how to be
New
a
York
prick.
style prick. Like they have a sign from Queens into Brooklyn, entering Brooklyn. Forget about it.
Yeah.
Forget about it. Yeah.
It literally is there. You're now entering Brooklyn. Forget about it.
I love it. Harry, I do appreciate your comments, though. I really do, and it's something I'll be keeping an eye on as I fly.
Look, the smart controller to me is one of the most frustrating products that DJI have released. I want to like it. Like, you know, I can be in the air quicker with it, provided it behaves, by far. I love the feel. I love the shape. I like the bright screen. I'm just so disappointed with how it turned out for me.
Well, and ironically enough, Ari, I will say this. It's the only controller I've ever known. It's what I started with. And to me, it's dynamic. I love it. You know, if I was to move to something else, I probably would not like it as much as I do the smart controller. You know, unless I started seeing the problems that you were having.
Yeah.
I find I use an iPad Mini. Sorry, Ron, with the Hoodman that you saw in the picture. It's certainly not as convenient. It takes me 20 minutes to set it up, but the plus side is I can run any piece of add-on software I want, no trouble. I get about a third more range out of it than I get out of the smart controller using the standard controller that came with the Bird, and it works first time. I never have an issue, and that hasn't been my experience with the smart controller, unfortunately. Yeah, if you're going to put Litchi on the smart controller, do yourself a favor, just use the Amazon store version.
Are you familiar with Litchi, the Litchi app, Kelly?
What's that, Ron?
The Litchi app, are you familiar with that? It's another software for flying your drone. It's a third-party app for flying the drone.
The only apps that I've used for flying my drone legally because you know I am Part 107, and what I typically rely on is Kitty Hawk.
Well, Litchi is kind of like the DJI, the Fly app, is what it is. It's just another version, only it's a third-party version.
Sure. And I've been using Kitty Hawk and oh crap, I forget the other, Before You Fly or
Where's Kylie?
I forget the name of it, but
the UAV Before You Fly, so you can check out the weather app. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but usually it's Kitty Hawk and the other one Before You Fly.
Yeah.
But that typically moves you over to Kitty Hawk as you use it.
Right.
So, and that's what I've been using.
Yeah, Jim, what are you using down there?
I also use another thing called RMUS. That basically gives me my pre-flights and post-flights and all that stuff. So,
Hey Ari, if he was to use parabolics on his smart controller, would that help with his range?
Yes, I would prefer to use parabolics than the little Yagis. There are a couple of the Yagis that are marketed that are okay. Remember, this is going back to my original trade as a telecommunications technician. Also, just for giggles, I'll throw in that I'm an advanced class radio ham, and I've been a director of the Wireless Institute of Australia. So radio stuff I'm even better at than drones. Parabolic dishes work. They work well as long as you buy a good one, but be prepared to, you got to keep within 140 degrees of your target.
Right.
The little Yagis of snake oil.
Kelly, are you familiar with the parabolics that you can put on the antennas to increase the range?
I've not heard of that before.
Can you guys put up a picture? Anybody have something?
I would love to see that.
It's like a plastic simple item. You can buy they cost like maybe $10.
And what does parabolics do for you?
It pretty much it keeps it's directional. You put it on your antennas and it causes to be directional.
Okay. That's kind of what I thought. Does somebody have a screenshot of that?
You slide. Adrian Mateo, Mr.
It's Mateo, damn it, not no Mateo.
Adrian Potato.
Adrian.
Listen, do you have any parabolics in your arsenal of what do they call that? Accessories?
Yeah, I do. Hold on, let me get it.
Okay.
He puts the parabolics on even when he's hovering in the bloody lounge room, mate.
I believe it.
I love this group, you guys. This is awesome, man.
Adrian has spinners.
Thank you for inviting me to this, man.
Adrian has spinners on his drones. He's the only one.
Yeah.
Adrian's never had a spinner in his life.
Matt, can I share my screen for about 5 minutes shortly?
It's not that home picture you showed me earlier, is it? No? Okay, yes.
Good evening to Mr. Chris Hope, who just joined us. Crispy.
Chris, how are you, mate?
Can you guys hear me all right?
Yep.
Matt, can I share my screen for about 5 minutes after Adrian's shown us the parabolics?
No.
Adrian's going to show you his parabolics.
We don't want to see his. What's Spanish for small parabolics? Yeah.
Adrian. Just say Adrian. It's universal.
Adrian
covers everything. Adrian covers everything.
Just give me 1 second.
We have given you a second.
Plenty of them.
Okay. Well, give me 3 more.
1, 2, 3. Bye bye. Enough of this idiot. Right now.
See you, George. There he is.
He didn't even know I dropped him out then, eh? That's how much attention he pays.
Oh, now we're looking at his ceiling.
It's always interesting. We've seen the whole lot of his house, by the way, Kelly.
This is what it looked like.
Someone trying to start a lawnmower.
Can you do a solo screen on Curious George?
You got to bring that up. I can't do that. I'm old. I got bad eyes.
Do it again, Adrian.
Yeah, get your head out of the bloody picture and show us the parabolics. There you go.
What you're looking at basically is a curved mirror, Kelly, that slip over your antennas.
Okay.
It's almost like a radar dish.
Right on.
Some of them come with two slots. Oh, I see. It's two separate ones here. Okay.
Yeah.
So they work in two ways. They concentrate your transmitted energy in the direction that you're pointing the controller. So it concentrates your transmitted energy towards the drone, assuming you're smart enough to point at the drone.
Correct.
The other thing is it quietens down and rejects signals from the back of the remote controller that may interfere and reduce your range.
So
Here's another thing. If you do get them, Kelly, do not let them sit in the sun or they melt your antennas.
Right on.
Keep them away from the sun.
So basically, well, no, I'm in North Dakota, so it doesn't get that damn hot up here.
It's just sun, though. You know.
Okay. All right. So basically, you're putting one of those parabolics behind each one of those antennas.
Correct.
They come with slits. You just slide them on.
Slide them on.
Point and shoot wherever your drone is to increase the range.
Perfect. So I can go 80 miles.
Or maybe 40.
Yeah, that was
Which is 76 kilometers. I don't know.
Yeah, that was
Go
a
as far
fantastic
as
demonstration.
Until the drone loses connection and does the return to home thing.
There you go.
That's as far as you go.
That's key. So let me ask you this, guy. Let me ask you this question, you guys. Yeah, this is huge. I'm a huge fisherman. I spend a lot of time in my boat, and a lot of times I'm off the water, and there's like, I mean, I may launch my drone from the boat. What's the best way to get my drone back to my boat if I happen to leave the same area where I launched from initially?
Put your home
You can
point
update your home point.
where the controller is. Yep.
But even that said, Kelly, go in and update your home point. As I said, I've flown 50 miles out to sea on coral atolls. Update your home point to where your location is for your controller. Let it fly back. As soon as you get your eyes on it, interrupt and land manually.
Land manually. That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah, because your home point's always moving on the boat.
Land manually. Well, let me ask you this.
Hang on. Right. Now, number one, right, don't push return to home. Right? Don't ever automate a return to home unless you really have to be honest.
Okay.
Because you're not thinking and your drone's in charge. And the more control you have over that drone, the better at every aspect. So don't worry about your return to home. Look at your telemetry and fly it back towards you. All right.
Okay.
I use return to home if I need it, if it's an emergency, if I lose connection. I'm hoping that the drone's going to behave itself and do it. So anything where your control is taken away from you is a recipe for something to go wrong where it might not if you're flying it manually. That's just my advice, mate, and I wouldn't do that, especially if you're flying in a boat and your boat's moving. You want to fly that bitch back to you.
And I can appreciate that, Matt. I really do, because many times if and I haven't done it yet, but I want to. So I'm on the Missouri River in North Dakota. I launched the drone from my boat. Well, obviously the current's going to take my boat away, but it's not going to that return to home is not going to be there.
Correct.
So
that's why you update.
in my mind is negate that, fly it back to where I'm at, and land it manually. I like that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. That's great advice.
Yeah. Now, absolutely do what they said.
You know where your drone is, and you've got
Yeah, absolutely. Set your home point to your controller, right? Mm-hmm. So in case something does happen,
right,
then it doesn't fly off in that totally different direction and want to land in the water, right? So do that, but that is your fail safe. Yeah. But that's your fail safe just in case. So yeah.
I don't know
anyway,
if this is a dumb question. Kelly, real quick, do you hand catch your drone?
You know, I have, but I don't like to, just because
Night, Matt.
being a paramedic, I just
see, darling,
bad things happen.
Night.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Only because on a boat, I would suggest hand catching it.
You hand catch on a boat. Don't hand catch as a habit, but make sure you can. You know, it's one of those things.
And I have, and I will on the boat. I plan on doing that, but Otherwise, I don't because I
Wear
have a
thick
hard
gloves.
time, you know, I like these, you know, but on a boat, it's kind of hard to do it without. So I will on the boat.
And keep in mind,
you can lay your hand flat, and that thing will land flat on your hand too, so you can keep your fingers away from it.
Right.
Sometimes it's better to grab a hold of it and pull it down though, and let it finish.
I always grab it, and turn off.
Because then you've got control
smart
over
land.
it.
Yep.
Turn off smart landing.
And I agree with you guys. I really do. But it's just something that's not my
You're
favorite.
not comfortable. I don't blame you. There's 4 blender blades going after your fingers.
I've just seen bad shit in my days where there's moving parts and reaching into and people losing fingers and stuff. I just don't like to do it, but I will on the boat.
And then keep in mind that the boat is going catching. The boat is going up and down as well.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. The boat may be going up and down.
Yeah.
Or even sideways.
Not a favorable thing to do, but if I have to, I will.
Yep.
I use
and perhaps I'll have a glove. You know, I'll put a glove on before I do
the ones they use to hold hooks, you know?
Yep.
Get one of them bad boys.
Or like a grill hook or something.
Kelly, quick story for you. Don't know if I ever told you this one when I was in Maui 2 Decembers ago on a boat. Took off the boat, was chasing whales, brought the drone back into the boat, and I hand caught it. I pulled the sticks in, the drone won't shut down. I'm like, oh shit. I pull them in again. They're not shutting down. So then I tried the backup emergency method where you roll it on its side real quick.
Yeah.
And that didn't work. I'm like, oh crap. And now the wind, with all the winds out there, you know, the trade winds out there in Hawaiian Islands, it took all I could do to hold on to that drone. The blades were spinning so fast, it tried to take off by itself. And I had no choice. But I stuck my hand in there. It's like, do I cut up my fingers or do I lose $1,500 in the Pacific Ocean?
You know what, Ron?
At
that point, you should have had a harmonica in your mouth.
Matt,
so I'm curious, what did you do? What did you do?
I cut the shit out of my hand. Terribly.
So, like, Rotor Riot was doing that 3-mile power loop with the FPV DJI, and on the way back, they couldn't make it. It started going into return to home, this or that. So Nurk's in the goggles, trying to land this thing on a boat that is traveling, while Drew, Camden, and the other guy are out there in the boat. He's trying to get it in the boat, and it's fighting him and everything else because it's doing return to home landing and everything. Finally, he's like, dude, swat it into the boat. So Drew grabs this plastic tub that he had in the boat, just overcapped it and slapped it down into the bottom of the boat. That's the only way they got it back on back.
Not as good as those guys on that yacht, Matt.
I'm just searching that right now.
While you're searching that, can I share screen for 5 minutes?
Yes, 5 minutes. That's a bloody long time, mate. You want to be good.
Yeah, it'll be good. I promise. It always is.
You want to be good, mate.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Here we go.
Who just did
work.
We haven't heard that one in a while.
Is this working?
No,
am I sharing my screen? I am. All right. This is mostly for you, Kelly, but this program here, this one's made by an Australian mob. It's called DJI Flight Planner. You wouldn't guess that I do a lot of drone work with my stuff, but anyway, wrong one. DJI Flight Planner. This, if you're going to do mapping or photogrammetry or whatever, this takes out so much work. I'm going to search for an area that is near me because I've been doing some work for these people. Rightio. So,
can you switch to studio mode on your OBS?
A
bigger screen to look at.
I'm too busy playing around with it. I haven't got it all configured properly yet. Okay.
Far right, there's a studio mode button over there. It'll switch it to a main screen instead.
It'll do. I'm only using OBS for part of my work, buddy. All right. So down here, we've got a historic site, which is right about there. You can see the Kingston Butter Factory.
All we're seeing is your OBS screen, Ari.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's because I'm using this. That's because I'm using this damn stupid split flame and monitor business. Okay, hang on.
Guys, can you just give me 1 second? I gotta go get my glasses.
There's the image.
Okay. Rightio. I'll just wait till Kelly comes back. I should be able to bring you guys up on this other screen.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
And Matt takes the banner off the bottom. We'll be able to see more.
All right.
Oh.
So you can see here we've got the Kingston Butter Factory. Let's assume I'm going to map that area there. So I'm going to draw a polygon around there. Okay. Which is basically just select my tool. Come on. Polygon. There we go. I'm going to map this area. I'm just clicking at the outskirts. Okay. Now I'm going to process, auto calculate.
Oh yeah, no worries. I'm gonna go eat my food anyway. I just wanted to harass you a little bit. Oh, move my leg.
Come on. Oh dear, it's playing me around. Of course. Problem is I've just recently reset up my computer, so I'm trying to configure as I go along. Damn it. Let's try one more time. If I can't get it, I won't waste your time. With this, I'll just move on to the next part.
3 minutes, 30 seconds.
Okay. Make that 10 minutes.
I was just going to say 2.5 minutes gone.
Yeah. Up yours too, buddy.
Rough crowd.
It's not going to let me do it, is it? It is not going to allow me to do it, guys. I can't drop it. All right. Anyway, what it will allow me to do is it'll process it. It'll ask me what my aircraft is, what height I want to fly, what camera it is, and it will program all of my flight path for me and how many shots I need to take. It'll tell me how high to fly the bird, how fast to fly the bird, and then it'll export it into a KML file, which you then I'm sure. I'm going to move this over to here so you guys can see this rubbish. Maybe. Okay. I go to okay. I go to the mission hub. Oh, and it can't be reached.
It doesn't.
Good
And because you are live, nothing is working properly.
Yeah, of course it is. We'll do it one more try, and then I'll just look funny. Wouldn't be the first time. I got kids. I look stupid all the time. Oh look, it's going to work for me.
10 seconds.
Okay, I'll get you later, Carlos. I'll import one that I've already made of the same area. Import. No, I won't. I'll open it. Mission, open. And where are you? There we go, that one there. And there's the flight plan with Lychee. Every one of these is a waypoint.
Pictures.
Each one of them has the speed, the camera direction, and where you want it to point at every waypoint. Over here near the butter factory, you got points of interest. That's point of interest 1, point of interest 2, so forth. If you go to here, you'll notice that it's set to look automatically at point of interest, and the camera automatically focuses there, automatically works out what degree of decline to put on the camera. And as you move from waypoint to waypoint, you'll notice that the angles change. All of that is auto-calculated. If you want to do a mapping mission, or if you want to repeat the same flight multiple times to do, say, a time lapse on a building construction, this is the only way to do it. And this is where the flight controller, the smart controller, starts to have a hernia.
Starts to have a hernia?
Yeah, it shits itself.
Yeah.
Damn it!
Heart attack.
Shits the bed, to use a quaint Australianism.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
It would be if I got it to work. Like I said, I've just reset up the computer. Now you can do all of that with programs like Drone Deploy, but then you're ending up paying them to process your images. I don't do that. I process my own.
Yeah.
You can do all of this with DJI Pilot and DJI GS Pro apps too.
Nowhere near as well or as efficiently.
Yeah. Hey, Kelly.
Yeah.
I got to pop out. I'm going to leave you in the good hands of these guys. They're going to teach you a lot, man.
You got a flight?
No, they're my relief's here, and I got.
Yeah, see you, Ron. No, I don't want to do that.
All right, take care, Ron, buddy.
So if you use a DJI app to do all
Rough
that,
crowd, man. Rough crowd.
Yeah.
it falls under the DJI warranty, correct? Because it's a DJI app. Whereas if you use Leachy, it probably won't be covered under a warranty if something happens. Correct?
Nope.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
don't cover third-party apps.
Sorry,
That's
Ron.
what-
I was only kidding, mate. I was only kidding, mate.
So that's the advantage right there of using the DJI app, but Leachy seems to be way more expensive.
Yeah.
Where
Anyhow,
did
let you guys
Kelly
go.
go? Where did Kelly go?
Ron,
Yeah.
see you, mate.
See ya. Have a
Adios,
good night,
Ron.
guys. Bye-bye.
Take care, man. Catch you
Toodaloo.
later, mate. Bye-bye.
Toodaloo.
I figured I'd come on and test this cam out tonight, though. This is my Hero 8 as a webcam.
Dude, check that wide shot out, man. Fucking hell.
It's nice and clean. And, yeah, dude, it's directly linked to the computer, goes through the OBS, everything. I like it.
I wanted to warn Kelly. Kelly, never go into the bathroom alone with Ron, and definitely don't touch him.
You're still trying to get that fuzz off that mic, huh?
Don't touch him.
I actually, quite honestly, he came to Bismarck one night to work at AirMed 3 the next morning. I said, hey, Ron, you can stay at my house. And so he came, and he spent the night at my house. Dude, I never heard him get up in the morning. He went to the bathroom, he showered and shaved and was gone before I had any idea he was even awake. So he's a great house guest. And all Ron, man, he's very quiet.
He's a great house guest.
Considering
You dickhead. Hey, Kelly, check this out, mate. Now, you're worried about return to home for your drone, right? Now, just check this. And if this guy can do this, you can do anything in a little river, mate, in your little boat.
All right.
Have a look at this launch. Watch this.
Oh, man.
Bye-bye. Off you go.
Whatever. No,
Let that baby out.
Now, look at the winds. Have a look at the winds he's flying this Phantom in.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
It'd have to be sport mode.
Yeah, well, we had the Mini up down in Florida. We had the Minis up, and they were like 40-mile-an-hour gusts at 300 feet. They got like 1 or 2 warnings here and there for wind warnings with the little Mini.
Mm.
I was like, holy smokes! It was crazy windy.
Is this water resistant? These drones?
No.
They don't give a shit, mate. They would have thrown this drone away afterwards. They'd have that much sea salt on it. Incredible.
Yeah, they're
Now,
just doing it for the footage.
Watch it. It's coming back in. Have a look at this. Watch this. Catch it
I
quick.
can fly a super yacht and crash the drone. I'm a legend.
That looked more like survival than a hand catch.
Was that a return to controller or was that manual?
That was probably
that was manual, mate.
Oh man, that's crazy.
That was man.
That was just
There's no way that's returned to home.
Yeah.
See, now that's in. He would have had to have that in sports mode anyway because of the
way too
winds,
fast for
so he'd have to be fighting those winds.
Absolutely. How long?
I have a question for Kelly.
Just keep talking.
Question for Kelly. Does your never mind. It just slipped my mind. I'll come back to me.
Okay. I was curious. What was that? That flight? How long of a flight was that?
Oh, who knows, mate? Don't know. I mean, that's edited, so they would have got a lot of footage, I guess, in and around the boat and what have you. And then they've just decided to put up that launch. Number one, that's just classic. Love that, and bringing it back very difficult because that boat's hooting, man. That boat's hooting.
I think he had that protection on for the windbreaker and the water and everything else. So he's been chopped.
I remember my question.
Go ahead, Carlos.
Carlos.
No, have you ever flown? Does your drone allow you to fly in ADDI mode, Kelly? Where you're in total ADDI
Attitude mode.
Where you're in total control, you don't depend on GPS to keep you
Oh,
afloat.
yeah, I can fly totally.
Okay.
And I have flown.
First time I accidentally switched that on the Phantom Force, I was like, "Oh shit, that ain't what it's supposed to be doing."
But it's good to get used to flying like that because that'll make flying into your boat easier.
Right,
You have more control.
And really, Carlos, to be quite honest with you, I try to spend a lot of time flying my drone in manual mode as much as I possibly can, just because I want to be able to control it when something happens. And I don't want to rely on automatic mode stuff that could go wrong.
All these auto sensors and return home
absolutely.
autos, all that kind of stuff with these drones, man. That thing, that flying at DJI FPV and whatnot, even in manual mode, like when an aircraft comes over your area or whatever, and you get that warning, it pops up on your screen. You got to stop and pause and click it and everything else.
And I've had plenty of that too. In fact, I was flying a house the other day that I had permission to fly. Was right along the Missouri River, and I was doing some great footage. And I got
he is so clean over there these days. I'm just saying.
Anyway, I was flying over the Missouri River on a house, and I got a notice that there was a manned aircraft in the area. So I dropped my altitude, came to a hover at about 45 feet. And I sat there and waited for this aircraft to come by. And I looked over my right shoulder, and here it was, the aircraft that I typically fly in. It was the helicopter that I work on. It was going on a medical flight.
There you go.
I kind of just kicked back and waited for them to go by, and then I went back to doing my thing.
Yeah, it's always good to drop your altitude. I heard a plane coming once, so I brought it back down to 400 and left it there. So.
Oh my God! You figured I'd get into the safe zone.
Hey, if I'm at 400, I don't give a damn how many planes are in the sky.
Well, that's crazy. I was actually when I got the alert that the helicopter that I usually work on was coming in, and I didn't know it was a helicopter, but I was actually at about 175 feet. I dropped it down 25, 35 feet, somewhere in there, and then the helicopter was about 5 miles away from me, and they flew by, and I just went back to doing my thing,
Matt, since flying your FPV drone,
yeah, man,
do you fly your GPS drone any better? Does it help in any way? Have you tried flying your GPS drone sort of like a FPV drone? No.
Oh, well, all I did, mate. I mean, like 18 months ago, I put a video on my channel, I think DJI Spark, not just a selfie drone, and I flew the crap out of that thing in sports. Now, when you put it in sports mode, it locks the camera, so you've got this thing going on, right? And I flew the shit out of it until the gimbal actually gave up the ghost and said, "This is too much for me," and I had to let it sit down and cool down for a while. But I flew that exactly like you would like an FPV. But anyway, not exactly the same. But it hasn't helped flying the GPS drones at all, because I fly them in two totally different ways, where I don't have to constantly think about my left stick. I don't have to think about that throttle, because I'm sitting there and hovering. I'm setting a shot, getting all my focal points right and all that sort of shit, and then I start doing my shit. So it's a lot different flying. But I will say to you too, Carlos, that I'm having horrendous connection issues with my Tiny Hawk Freestyle with this TX 16 TX bloody thing. 100 meters away, I'm getting signal warnings.
Are we unlocked for sure? Oh yeah, you got to the 200.
Yeah, man.
And this is for the Freestyle or the Tiny Hawk?
For a Freestyle. Freestyle.
Did you put the antenna in a good place? The receiver antenna. Remember, there's two. The little ones underneath. Can't see. Let me see. Oh yeah.
Full screen it, Matt.
And you're still getting issues, huh?
Mate. And I've fine-tuned the remote. So I've gone down to the minus until you lost connection.
Right.
Brought it back a bit, taken it at the top, taken that from the main figure, and then divided that by 2, which gave me minus 15 in my case.
IR squared, yeah.
Yep. And yeah, times 7. And so that should be optimal. But well, here we go. What the hell? I'm still sharing. No, I'm not. Who's doing? Oh, Night Train is.
Are we sure? Are we sure that the goggles are on the right channel?
The goggle's not the issue. It's the remote.
Well, the remote talks to the flight controller.
Hang on.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean. Yeah. So you get the telemetry lost, or
Yeah,
critical.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. RF critical.
They're pretty good for about 100 yards. Maybe a little more. Yeah. I would say 100 yards, a little bit more, 200 yards.
I would have thought that with this controller, I should be able to do a lot better, because I do a lot better with the standard toy controller.
Really?
Absolutely.
So you've flown the freestyle with both, and you get further with the toy.
Yes. But you know what? Okay, mate. In saying that, I've got no warning about it going critical at all with that controller, because there's no audible warning for it. It just drops out of the sky. So whether it's getting low or not, I don't know. But I've never had an issue flying the Tiny Hawk 2 or the Freestyle 2 with that other controller, apart from that your issue I had. But I've done everything with this thing.
We're talking about range, right? Yeah, having a range issue.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's crap, mate. I mean, 100 meters away. Well, not even in some cases. I wonder. Oh no, I haven't. No, I took it off. I was just going to show you some footage and give you an idea of the radius of where I was flying and how far I could actually fly.
What goes first, the RSSI or your video signal? Yeah, the goggles.
RSSI.
Really?
I don't lose video. I don't lose video at all.
And your antennas, your antennas are in all one. They didn't break off or anything, right?
No.
You bought a piece of crap transmitter. No, I don't. What do you think, Mike? Any opinions?
No, I was over here playing with OBS.
He's having fun with that.
Well, this webcam, so I'm using the GoPro as a webcam, so it connects in as like a USB webcam device. But with OBS, if I put it into two different like screens or scenes, it only wants to let one of them go at a time. So you have to totally shut down the one scene and shut the camera off, and then go over to the other scene and turn it back on in order to get it to switch over and transition. So just playing with it. I just finally hooked it up as a webcam tonight for the first time. I was like, that's pretty clean. But now playing with the OBS, I'm like, yeah, it's probably not going to be as convenient as I thought it might be. But it's fun.
It's good though, man. I don't mind that. I don't mind that view you got there. That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah,
I do like that.
Right here in the middle of the monitors and
the
colors.
Yeah.
So you're going to show us.
He goes 100 yards. Look at this. I've got a $3 million bloody controller, and Peter Carroll gets 100 yards with his bloody tello, and it's probably on his phone. No, he has got a controller actually. One of those PlayStation controllers he uses.
Look at that smart controller up to the tello. That's a bit of overkill, right?
Look how clear that blurry picture is. Unbelievable.
I'm going to refresh my whiskey water,
Yeah, it looks a bit dirty, mate. You might want to clean your pipes.
Yum, 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 said the big hungry bear.
Looks like a lot of water.
Yeah, Mike can never adulterate his
There's
whiskey
not a whole
with
lot
water.
of water in there. Way to go, Night Train.
That's just how we end up going.
Yeah, and it usually gets a lot worse.
I'm sorry to interrupt the conversation, but
We're used to interruptions with the time
goes
delay.
Normally around about the 5-hour mark, it just turns to shit, and there's all sorts.
That's why we've been cutting off at 4 hours.
Yeah.
The last content.
Actually, I've actually got a ring. I've actually got a ring work because they wanted me to ring them at 12 today. I'm supposed to start at 2:00. Um,
I'm just curious, Matt. What time is it where you're at?
it's 12 p.m. So yeah, midday.
So it's like 10 after 8 here in the evening.
Oh shit! All righto. You're 10 o'clock there, aren't you, Jim? 10 past 10.
10 p.m.
Yeah, okay.
Do you know where your children are?
You ever seen the Polish TV commercial?
Most of them in Germany.
You know what time it is? No.
I quit caring when my children were
behind me there. I mean,
that's the Polish version, Matt.
I'm just going to
see
give
that
you
flight you were going to show us.
Lights you got going on there.
Oh, dude, it's all free lighting. I just so like Ellie on Facebook, you do like a review for some cheap LEDs and you get them for free. So it's like 65 feet of LED in one package that I got for like $70 or something. It's got the remote for it, so I can do all that.
I'll just you might have the lights, buddy, but I will just say that my girlfriend's got the massage table.
Right. Yeah.
Can I just share something with you, right? Now, on any normal sort of given week, I have to remind Jim that it's Friday night, and if he wants to pop on, that's fantastic, right? So I send him a message in Messenger. I go, "It's Friday night, lol," bit of a laugh, and his message to me was, "Got it, arsewipe."
What? I had Jim up earlier. And I asked him if he was ready to assemble a printer, and I showed him a picture of the box, but it's here, man. I can walk you right through it, Jim.
Yeah,
I can walk you right through it,
Matt, I'm sorry. What did he say?
What did Jim say?
Yeah.
He said, I just reminded him, friendly reminder, that's what mates do, friendly reminder. How are you, mate?
Yeah.
How's your week? And he gets back to me, got an arse wipe. Thanks very much.
That's a term of endearment.
He was putting in an Aussie accent, I'm sure.
They don't get it, Jim. They just don't get it.
Oi, got an arse wipe. Oi.
Yeah, friendly reminder, Matt, that Jim will call you an arse wipe, you wanker.
Yeah, that's right. Well, look, Adrian, you can always tell when he's watched Aussie Truckers on Netflix because he comes in with all sorts of abuse. And the first time he said wanker to me, my ears pricked up. And I said, "Where did you hear that from?" Because you don't say wanker over there in the States. And he goes, "I've been watching Aussie Truckers. That's why."
It's not a valid URL.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to give work a ring.
If I start watching a bunch of Aussie videos on YouTube, can I start saying yanker?
Wanker.
I mean,
have you heard the one?
I'm a total redneck from North Dakota. I don't know if I can even say yanker.
Wanker.
I don't know if I can say
wanker.
that.
You got to understand, Kelly.
Yeah, now.
Here in Australia, we don't care whether you're from the north or south. You're all Yanks.
Yanks to Yanks.
I tell you what, though, and this is.
I moved from North Dakota to Louisiana one time, and I moved in with a buddy of mine down there, and his dad called me a damn Yankee. And he said, "Do you know the difference between a damn Yankee and a Yankee?" And I'm like, "I have no idea what the hell you're talking about." And he said, "Well, the difference between a Yankee and a damn Yankee is a Yankee moves back to North Dakota and a damn Yankee stays here." So apparently I was a damn Yankee for about a year, and then I moved back to North Dakota. So then I was a Yankee.
I thought if you stayed there, you were a carpetbagger.
Carpetbagger. That's all the New Jersey.
New Jersey. Waiting for the FPV footage. Matt. You said you were going to show us some poor footage, or?
Oh, has he got some footage off the new drone? The freestyle?
I think so.
Cool.
Well, hello, Mrs. Airy.
That'd be good.
Look,
That's
you
my
got
eldest
it bound
daughter.
up
But
and
thanks for the
working, man.
confidence, Kelly. You just got called Mrs. Ari.
Or
Hi,
whatever,
trouble.
or whoever she is.
She's probably saying, "Ew."
That's my eldest daughter, Luna.
That's the oldest daughter. He's sending her off on a date in hopes to get rid of her.
No. I'm going to sell her into sex slavery to the Middle East because they'll pay me through the nose for me to take her back.
So you're just working on getting like bids right now. That's what
I'll just show you that. Look, I haven't got a file on the computer, but
Are you going to show us
this
the
is
handheld?
see that there's footy
video?
goals there.
Solo screen would have been
Now
nice. but
that's as
we'll
far
do
as
it.
I'm getting. Jeez, I'll tell you what, Carlos, you don't ask for much.
So is it because of video loss or radio loss?
He's saying radio.
Radio.
Nope, radio loss.
Radio loss. What's that?
And
What's
that-
that got
that's
for
weird.
receiver? That's just that regular built-in receiver, huh?
SPI.
Yeah, that's crap. I've
So
never
that's as
liked
far as I'm
SPI.
getting, boys.
What's that video of?
That's a freestyle Tiny Hawk.
Oh, okay.
That's the freestyle, right?
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
Looks closer.
So
to
that gives you an
70
idea of
meters
how
than
far I can fly. Hey.
Looks
it's
closer
not
to
that
70
far.
meters. And what's weird is the video link, is way more bandwidth than
Yeah,
the
the
telemetry
video
and
link's
control link.
great, dude.
You'd expect the video to die long before the control link.
That's usually what happens. Usually. That's
That's
why we use
right.
Crossfire. So our video takes us as far as we can go.
Staying with it, though.
And I'm not an FPV flyer. I've never done it. That's just speaking as a tech. You'd expect
Yeah.
the video to be gone long before. So I reckon that there's something not right.
Yeah, either you got an antenna that's bad, the receiver in that flight controller is bad, possibly. Those SPRI, they're not made for a lot of range anyway. You're only talking 500 meters, but you should be able to get 500 meters.
He's getting about
weren't-
70.
It appeared to me they weren't 500 meters away.
Mm-mm. No, he
Nowhere
wasn't
near.
100 meters.
Nah,
If all of that.
Right.
that's a lot. 500 meters is
2 football
1,500 feet plus. No,
It's like 2 football fields, yeah.
No,
Oh, come
That's
on, Tim.
that's that one, Kelly.
With direct
That's that one,
radio line
Kelly.
of sight, that's your max range,
What's
probably.
that?
Yeah.
you know what,
Oh,
Matt? Why don't you try
That's that one.
different
that's
placements
a
with the
little
antenna?
drone. I like that.
Did Rigger get you some pictures of how he's got his stuff mounted there, Matt? He was going to send you some
No,
pictures
mate.
of how he's got his antennas mounted onto his so that he gets his best reception because he flies his whole yard no problem behind
Yeah, but that's not
buildings, trees,
that's not that
everything
far.
else.
I don't.
Well, I
behind
know,
the
but
trees,
he's
yeah.
still behind trees
Yeah,
and
behind the
buildings, and
trees.
he's still not getting any breakup. So, I mean, that should boost it right there. That's why I was saying maybe it's an
But
antenna.
you know what? I think he might have a rush. I think he said he put a rush tank in that, but I'm not sure. I won't swear on that.
But that's video. That's not radio.
Oh, that's true. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, he's having radio issue, not video issue.
Change the
I'm gonna
antenna
say
placement.
that receiver and that is just junk.
Or try changing the antenna placement.
That would be the first thing. Just check where your radio receiver antennas are. Make sure they're away from the carbon fiber. The last clear part of your radio antenna, where it's clear plastic instead of the dark plastic on your radio antenna, is the part that you need away from the carbon fiber. Everything else doesn't matter. As long as that last inch or so that they've got stripped down to a clear plastic is out away from the carbon fiber, you should be fine.
That one
Yeah,
there.
that's the one.
Antenna.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's nowhere near the carbon fiber, man.
You should shrink wrap that also.
It could be the way that it's also.
You don't want that to fall off.
It could be the way that it's also like behind you. Rigger said he puts his on the bottom side, but
That's what I did.
There you
Tape,
go.
tape to
I
the arm.
usually do like off the arm, in between the two arms on the side. I'll put it in between there.
We get this out without snapping it off.
Yeah, it's
Be
it's
careful.
touchy. It's touchy. I've shrunk wrap them to a zip tie and ripped the darn thing apart trying to pull the zip tie or the shrink wrap off, just because they're thin wire.
Tim Jackson says you can try binding to his radio and see if it works better.
How's it going to do that?
I don't think it's a radio issue. He doesn't have any problem with the tiny hawk. I want to say it's an issue with the drone itself.
So if I pop that,
So I'm going to throw this.
if I pop
up.
that down there,
Holy shit!
Amber Alert.
Zip tie.
Who kidnapped who?
Those arms so that it comes straight out of the side of the arm, and then put that antenna next to the zip tie, and then put a little shrink wrap over that. It'll hold it so that it's like in between the arms. You know what I mean? Kind of like.
what if I? Okay, it's just hanging down now.
It looks similar to this. So these are my antenna wires right here. These two little tubes that come off. This tube right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's basically you're going to zip tie to the arm here. Let me get in the camera view. Zip tie to the arm there, and then come straight off on that zip tie, and then put a little shrink wrap over there so that it's in between the two arms.
Yeah. Righto.
That's usually your best antenna placement for a receiver wire. For receiver antennas. That being such a short antenna and not a lot of power to that receiver antenna, you need clear, clean receiver. So that could be part of it. I would try zip tying and put a little shrink wrap on there.
See, this is long. This is so freaking long.
Yeah. It's probably an XM Plus on it.
So long.
No. You what you want to do is keep that from the props. Like Mike said, put shrink wrap, keep it in the middle.
Protect it from the props.
What if I shrink wrap it like that? So it's
just put a shrink wrap there so that it goes in between those two arms. So your zip tie will come out in between the arms.
Yep, something like that.
Yep. And then put a little shrink wrap over it to hold it so that it protects it. The clear part is what you want clear, what you want to be away from the carbon fiber. Anything that's not clear,
fucking hit it.
There should be like a darker color on the lower part of that, gray or black usually.
Hang on, let me.
And like the last.
Let me just do a quick Google. Maybe I might. I'll just do a quick Google search. What have we got? How to add OcuSync to Freestyle 2.
Right. OcuSync 3, you might as well go for the bus.
There is no such thing as OcuSync 3.
Why not?
Yeah, that's the new OcuSync 3 is what's on the Air 2S. And
really?
The DJI FPV is OcuSync.
Really? Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
How can it be
what's that mean?
OcuSync 3? Still using a controller with 26 dB and the aircraft at 30 dB. All you did was increase the aircraft, not the controller. There is no OcuSync 3.
The only difference between OcuSync 3 and OcuSync 2 is that OcuSync 3 uses spread spectrum antennas to transmit and to receive. So really, your aircraft may have so-called OcuSync 3, but your controller is still good old-fashioned OcuSync 2.
So, like the DJI FPV, there's 4 antennas on that.
There is on every
Each one of the legs has an antenna coming off that thing.
There is on all of them.
Every leg has an antenna.
Which is a piece of wire.
Yep, just a little wire.
About 3 inches long. And you people fly these things 2 miles out. Good for you.
Yep. I had it about a mile out today, almost.
You got faith in a piece of 3-inch wire.
But I've done the crossfire and this and that, so I kind of trust it a little bit more. And with return to home, that's your safety.
All right, guys. I got to get myself ready for tomorrow.
Take care,
flying.
Wash up.
Nice to see you there again, Mr. Jim, Mr. Mike. Nice to meet you, Kelly. Ari.
Take care, Carlos.
Tell Matt I said goodnight, prick. All right.
Ari, is your computer set back up now? Are you back up and running, or what?
I'm about 80% going, Jim. As you saw before when I tried to use the flight planner, I've still got some configuration to finish, but yeah, pretty much.
I think we're going to have a talk, man, because I think I'm going to go with Puget Systems. and I might bend to the AMD theory up on it, because all the prefabs I'm seeing in full cases, they're using micro ATX boards, and I can't have that. I need a full ATX board.
I use a full ATX.
Can I interrupt for 2 seconds?
Yeah, go, Matt.
I'm just going to get dressed for work. He wants me to come in, so I'm just going to get dressed. Won't be a sec.
Leave the camera on, mate. We could do with a laugh. Yeah. Yeah, Jim, sorry, I've lost track of where we're going now. I'm getting old.
The man,
full board versus mini board.
Yeah, man, I'm watching all these boards.
Yeah.
Now, I want the lower ATM, the lower PCIe slot for a clean out to my DaVinci Resolve, so I can use the DeckLink board or something like that. All these prefabs you're buying, the piece of shits are making you a full case, but putting in a micro ATX board.
Well, if I grab my camera here and pull it over the top and show you, you can see, I'm running a full ATX in that setup. And there's the new the monitor, the 4K monitor, God forbid. And look, underneath there, that's my server farm underneath there. And this is all my bedroom. I wonder why the wife wants a divorce.
Well, I'm the idiot. I'm sitting out here in a garage watching a 4K TV.
Oh, look at that.
43-inch TV.
Yeah, the full ATX board for me, because I build my own. Performance-wise, I don't find a lot of difference, but I just don't want to muck around with the minis, trying to get everything in there. And as you say, there's a full PCI Express slot missing. And you've got to be careful with the AMD stuff, what chipset motherboard you buy if you want to run more than a single NVMe device.
See,
if you're running 2 M2s and you're also using your SATA slots or the second PCI slot, you can lose bandwidth.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I've so tried to stay away from AMD, but the i9-990, it's just not making any, it hasn't made any strides over the AMDs. Everybody's still raving about the AMDs.
Yeah, Intel's been falling behind for the last year or two.
So it's like either I quit fighting it, you know what I mean? I just joined the AMD crowd.
Yeah, my processor's now a generation old. They've come out with the new Ryzen 4, I think it is, which is the 5600 and the 5800. They're probably still a little bit better. They've improved the memory controller a lot in the new generation, which is helping a lot when you're multitasking. But then again, I'm running the 3800X in that machine, and I don't feel that I'm disadvantaged.
Kelly, this is what I'm working off of. An NVIDIA mobile GeForce 1060 card. So you know why I have problems with real DaVinci processing.
Was that for me?
Yeah. I was just showing you that I'm using a laptop with an NVIDIA 1060 card in it, which really needs to be a 3090 or at least a 3080.
Right on. So I do have a question for Matt, and I'm hoping he's still on. Matt, one of these days, are we going to be able to hook up and talk about DaVinci Resolve?
Yes, he'll get with you.
He nothing he likes better, Kelly.
I know.
I'm not being funny. He does. He's good. Just going to say hello to the view chaser.
Ron told me he was like all about DaVinci Resolve, so I'm really hoping to pick his brain.
Cody Carr wants to know if Jim has figured out any new tricks with DaVinci.
Well, you can optimize your media when you're using the 4K as your media. What you can do is trick it, okay, and turn your project settings into a 1080p. Work on them in 1080p, and then just before you render it, change the project setting to 4K, and then render it out as 4K. So while you're working,
render time slows you up.
Oh yeah, the render time is going to be forever, but
that's all that's slowing you up. The rest of the processing is there, and
right.
That's kind of nice.
Are you talking about the final render that takes a long time?
Mm-hmm. That's what I don't get, guys. I am such a noob when it comes to video editing.
We were all there, man. We were all there.
have absolutely. I don't even
Play
know
with programs and practice.
video 2-dimension.
Talking and watching video.
Now, see, the only difference between, well, not the only difference, is 50 differences, but between the free version and the studio version of DaVinci is that the studio version makes an effort to actually use the GPU card, where the free version uses the CPU mainly. And then, of course, you have all these extra fusion functions and all that
Sure.
with the studio version.
And all of that means shit to me.
Well, it's titles. 3D titles are fusion.
Oh, okay.
Instead of just writing a title across the board.
Right.
That's a simple, takes no GPU processing. It's a simple process to just put titles in. But when
what I need is somebody to hold my hand and walk me through DaVinci Resolve.
These guys will tell you the growing pains I've been through.
There are a ton of tutorials on YouTube that'll get you started, Kelly.
I know they are, Ari. And I've watched a few of them.
I'm the only one here that doesn't use DaVinci, but having said that, I have had a go with it.
I use Adobe too.
Yeah, I use Premiere
I
Pro.
heard Adobe is good. Adobe's good.
Yeah, it's expensive, but it's good.
Yeah.
It's
But if you're going to be color grading,
you're paying for it.
if you're going to be color grading, you're going to want DaVinci Resolve Studio.
Right. So anyway.
Which version 17 came out with the new color remapper, which if you don't know what that is, go look up a program called Nobe, NOBE.com. Okay. They created the color remapping. It was a plugin that went into DaVinci. And now in version 17, it's automatically added.
That's the standard.
Unbelievable. I can look at you right now and change the color of your shirt.
Really?
Just click on your shirt and I can change the color of your shirt.
What the heck? That's awesome.
Yep.
I think, fellas, I'm going to sign off for the night.
Take care, buddy.
My lady is sitting in the bathtub taking a tub. I'm going to go join her.
Understood.
I'm just going to show this to you guys.
Awesome.
There you go.
So walk in there with your mobile phone and hold it up, Kelly, and say hi to the guys on the live stream, dear.
Say hi to the guys on the live stream.
Kelly, give me a shout on Gmail.
Who was that, Jim?
Yeah. It's medicfl1@gmail.com.
Oh my God, I got to write that down.
You're a paramedic.
Dude, I have a lot of penalties.
Hey,
Jim, you shout at me, Kelly Dollinger.
Ron knows your email. I'll get it from Ron.
There you go. You know Ron.
Hey, yeah, I got to roll. Guys, right now.
Cheers, mate. Take care. Thanks for having the stream.
No worries. Thank you very much.
Bye,
Thanks everyone in the chat. Awesome stuff, and hopefully catch us again real soon. Hey, I'll just play this outro bizzo while I brush my teeth, and we'll see you all again next week. Hey, take care. Oh, here we go. I love it.
Bye, everyone.
See you, mate. Gotta go, Michael.
The wind in my hair just blowing away. You have a good day at work, man.
Yeah, dude, brother. Thanks, man. See you later.